I'm going to let you tell the people exactly what we got going on.
Gonna put the shades on for this one, brother.
Put the shades on.
Here's the deal, folks.
Cool guy. Come on.
Here's the deal.
Here comes trouble!
It's me. It's that N to the T to the G, rolling once again with that BT double B. Big Trouble. Ben Bishop taking up the whole screen. And you got me, Nikki the Good here. And we are the Meatpop Express, brother. And here's the deal. If you followed us over here from wrestling, good on you. That's the best decision you've ever made in your life, because we got some big news without ever having a damn episode. Ben, Big Trouble, should we tell him?
Big news. 6'12", 15% of a metric ton worth of news. This is huge, folks, especially this is our first podcast. This is the first podcast of the Meatpop Express. So, Nick, I'm going to let you do the honors. I'm going to let you tell the people exactly what we got going on.
Gonna put the shades on for this one, brother.
Put the shades on.
Here's the deal, folks.
Cool guy. Come on.
Here's the deal. You know what the biggest convention in pro wrestling is. It is Starrcast, and it is coming to Chicago, September 1, 2, and 3. And guess who else is going to be there? The Meatpop Express. But we are not going as fans, brother.
No, we ain't going as marks.
No. We are fully credentialed head to toe as media. We're journalists. We're Chris Van Vlieten. We're doing the whole damn thing. We're going to be mixing it up with all the pro wrestlers. We're going to be getting the interviews. We're going to be mixing up with you fans standing outside like a bunch of marks, getting ready to go in and pay some loot to get some autographs from your favorite pro wrestlers and do the little meet and greet. Got some action. Let's just run down what Starrcast has. Is that a good way to start?
Let's hear it. Let's
just look at this.
Know.
This is a long list, but here we go. This has been rolled out. We got Matt Cardona, the Acclaims, Mikey Ruckus with the music of wrestling. Apparently, they're putting on a little show, maybe a little B, a little do, and a little song there. We got Britt Baker, Soraya, Summer Rae, Renee Paquette, Ruby Soho, Mox, Kawada, Sheeta, Eddie Kingston, RVD, Billy Starks, Nick Wayne, Swerve, Willow, Double J, Cole Cabana, Brian Cage, Johnny TV, Jeff Jarrett, House of Black, Effie, Nyla Rose, Chris Statlander, Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner, brother.
We'll talk about him towards the end. Get our shit in.
About it towards the end. Orange Cassidy, Christian Cage, Dennis Rodman, the Worm is going to be there. The Hardys, and then it's Sting. Yep, that line's going to be long, but you know the Stinger's going to be there. Listen, guys, I know that was pretty crazy that I just listed all the wrestlers there, but hey, here's the deal. We're going to Starrcast. We're going to be there live in person. Okay, dressed like this, kind of, sort of. So if you see us, say
make
hi.
The hell up.
But that's
You're going to miss us. There. You're not going to miss us.
You're not going to miss us because we got
the
Ben.
Tallest guy with the most handsome duo in wrestling media.
Absolutely.
I'm 6 feet 12 inches tall. Nick's going to be there.
I'll be there too.
We are going to take over Starrcast. You're going to see us. Please come up to us and say hi if you're there. The Saturday and Sunday, the 2nd and the 3rd, we are going to be there. And we couldn't be more excited. We haven't even done a podcast yet, but the powers that be have seen us. They believe in us, and we're going to deliver for them. Starrcast weekend, September 2nd and 3rd.
Damn right. All right, so let's get this kicked off, Ben. You know the deal. If you followed us, you know what we're going to run through here. We're going to kick it off with Takey 2 Hotty, and Ben, as usual, tag you're in. You go first.
All right, let's go in. This is from a good friend of the pod, from Chris Van Vliet, his podcast. He had Billy Corgan from the NWA on this week, and Billy had an actually pretty interesting take here. He said that mainstream up the middle position in professional wrestling is sorely lacking. Many people would argue that WWE is mainstream, and he said, I would argue that it's its own version of niche. Now, that's been a topic a lot of people have brought up over the past few years about professional wrestling. It is a very niche market, especially nowadays. All the way from the indie scene, all the way to the top mainstream WWE. Now, WWE at this point in the last 2 years, they have become definitely more mainstream, with Roman Reigns' ascension to the top. Now Logan Paul's involved. So WWE is getting to that point again where it's becoming more mainstream. But again, it is still niche. We're not at the level that it used to be in the Attitude Era when, it was appointment TV, when you had to watch it because you had to be at the lunch table the next day talking to everybody about what happened last night on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, whichever day it was. So I think that what it has become and what Billy Corgan is saying is that we aren't bringing in the casual fans anymore. Now, I know that said a lot. I know casual fans have said a lot, and people will say that it's you don't want the casual fans. You cannot, no sport, no entertainment just caters to fanatics. It's not going to work. That's why you see so much different like corporate synergy, or you see different companies go, or you see different entertainment aspects. They come in and they will deliver. They will be on the same. Basically, what I'm saying is, like, you saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre last night.
Yeah,
you saw that last night on AEW Dynamite. So what I'm trying to say is that corporate synergy. They're trying to bring in people, be like, oh, I know Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Why don't I take a look at this death match that's on AEW Dynamite? So I'm going to watch. So there you go. So exactly. So they're bringing in different audience. They're bringing in casual viewers, and you need to do that. You cannot cater to the fanatics. Catering to the fanatics is not going to make you grow. They're going to watch it no matter what. So you got to bring in people. You got to bring in people that actually people want to see. You know, people they don't going to see every day standing on the street, where they can see sitting next to them in the crowd. That's not what people want. What people want is larger than life personalities. That's why WWE brings in a Logan Paul. Look at what he's doing. That's what we need. And that's what Billy Corgan's getting at. So that's a hot take that I personally believe in.
Yeah. And pretty much, I think what you're saying is like, listen, wrestling is global. It is global. It's in India, it's the UK, it's everywhere, but it's not right now in pop culture. In the Attitude Era, it was infused into pop culture. You had, if you looked at the first row, you had LeBron there, you had all those guys there. The celebrities used to come where it wasn't as orchestrated as it is now. Typically you see a celebrity now and it's because they've been put there, right? But back in the day, it was like people would just like, they were just going to the show. They were just going to the show. Okay. So listen, pro wrestling, it's global, but it is niche because the people that are coming to see the show are there specifically for the pro wrestling. I think what my big man here is saying is that we need to, and to quote Biodome right now, they're looking at it locally, but you want to do is look at it globally.
Exactly.
Right? So that's the deal. All right, Ben. So for me, tag, I'm in. So Takey too Hotty for me. Went online, surfed the web, and I found these two. So Austin Theory just lost the U.S. title to Rey Mysterio, right? And people were asking, like, what's the deal with Austin Theory? Why did it not work out? And Enzo Wrath says he's stagnant. But if you turn him babyface, then you've got a star on your hands. Now, pump the brakes here. Just because you turn someone babyface doesn't mean they're going to be a star. But I do think that this guy needs something different. We've been saying it. He looks like $1 million. He acts like $1 million. He could do everything in the ring, and he can talk, but he doesn't have really a character right now. And I think that's what he needs to find. So yeah, he can come back as a babyface, and I do think that's the move. But when you come back, you can't just come back as a baby. You can't just be, I'm a good guy now, I'm going to do good things, right? Like, you need a different layer. You need that Chad Gable vibe right now, where Chad Gable clearly he's a baby face, but he has a character with him. What do you think, Ben? Do you agree with that? What do you think?
100%. Everyone needs a character. Right now, it seems like Austin Theory's character is that he's just from Atlanta. Like, that seems like his whole character is based off that.
And he's jacked, which is fine.
He's jacked. He looks great. He's got a hell of a tan. You know, we're fans of the tan, and he's got all the tools. You know, people say like 5-tool player a lot in baseball. He does have it. You know, he's got the speed, he's got the power, he's got the agility, 100%. He's got the look, he's got everything. Just there's something missing. And Cena said that in his promo when he was talking about him. He said like there's something missing here. Like but he can get there. I mean, the guy can be a generational talent. Austin Theory is incredible at what he does. So I think he just needs that thing. And I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it can be, but it just has to be. And I think it is the character. There has to be something that people can buy into.
I kind of think that that's why they took the title. Taking the title off him was a little strange. So I think they were just like, listen, we got to pull the plug here and we'll restart. You're too talented. You're too good looking. You're too jacked. You got everything we possibly could ask for. Except right now, it's not connecting with the audience. You had the title run. You got that legitimacy right now, right? That you had the long title run with the U.S. title. But we need to move on. We got to pull the plug and we got to restart. We got a lot of hot acts right now. So if we're going to pull back, we could do it right now because no one's really going to notice, right? So we got to bring them back hot, maybe at a big show.
Yeah,
You
let
know,
him
I
go
think
away for a bit. I mean, think about like Sami Zayn last year at WrestleMania. He lost to Johnny Knoxville.
right.
And a
Yeah.
few months later, now he's the hottest act in the company.
In
And
in
everyone's
the
going crazy.
top
The
storyline,
top
that's like
stuff.
a very serious one that's getting money for the company.
Exactly. LA Knight, same thing. He came in as Max Dupree, went away for a bit, came back as LA Knight again. Now he's the hottest thing in the company.
And that's the beauty of pro wrestling, because like, look, same thing with us, brother. We were doing something else. Now we're back here, just meat popping, jaw dropping, can't be stopping. Anyway,
never jobbing.
Never jobbing. Ben,
Never
you got another
jobbing.
take? You got another take? Got your own take? What do you got?
Another take. I would say, you know what? No, let's get to that. Doesn't work for me, bro. Let's get to the.
Well,
let's get
hold
to the
on,
men.
hold on. I got.
All right. You got another one,
brother.
You got another.
That
All right, you
doesn't
go
work
ahead.
for me, brother.
You go ahead.
We'll get there. Lacey Evans, right? So Lacey Evans apparently is done with WWE, and there were a mixed bag of takes online. Some people hate her because of the personal stuff. Personally, I don't care. I separate Terry Bollea from the Hulkster. I don't look at them as the same people, right? To me, it's like, what's the character on TV? That's what I'm judging.
Yep.
And I got some interesting comments of people in support here of that exact notion. So Dave Nicholas at XX Dale Jr. XX88 says, they did the same thing with Adam Cole, and she deserved to be champion. Jason here said that I thought she was a great talent no matter what, just got lost in the shuffle. Listen, I thought the Southern Belle gimmick was great. I thought they should have kept running with it. She didn't even have to wrestle to be over or be interesting. And then they just abandoned it. Granted, she, had a baby and everything like that, but you didn't have to go Sergeant Slaughter. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to pretend she was going to be a baby face, which they ran a ton of vignettes that she was going to come back as a baby face, and that didn't happen. Then they brought her back as Sergeant Slaughter 2.0, but she was like mean, and it just didn't work. The Southern Belle was great. It was exactly what she should have been doing. They just never put the belt on her, and they never put her in big programs. So, that's what I got to say. I think Lacey Evans got a bad deal there as far as that Southern Belle character.
I know with Lacey Evans, and she was a favorite among, look at, what Vince likes, tall, blonde. So she was like the cookie cutter of Vince's dream there. Yeah. Oh yeah. So, I mean, she had everything, she had all the opportunity in front of her. Maybe it was something where, hey, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. Like it's not for everybody.
I got 2 kids. I'm on a farm trying to milk some cows here.
It looks like she lives kind of modestly, below her means. Like, I don't need all this. I'll go do my conventions. I'll stay home, do some OnlyFans, make the same money I was making at WWE. She will.
Yeah.
Because the pervs are out there. They're
Mandy's
go
doing it.
Mandy's doing it.
She's probably bringing in 7 figs.
Oh,
100%.
Easy. So hey, when you got that out there, why do you want to be on the road 300 days a year? For what?
That's
Taking bumps? She ain't a mark. She wants the money.
Yeah, my last hot take is going to be that I think Hulk Hogan's interview on Theo Vaughn was the best interview that Hulk Hogan's ever done. I don't know if you guys have listened to it.
I can't believe I missed it. I can't believe I missed it.
You got to go back. You got to listen to the Hulkster. We got Terry. We got Hulk. We got the whole 9 yards there, brother. Make sure you go check that out. We're going to move on to the next segment, and it is the SYXX.
Okay.
Challenge. That's where we're going with this one, brother. Ben, do you want to say what the topic is this week?
My favorite. So I already brought up the corporate synergy. Since the beginning of time, wrestling, the ads and the Attitude Era, we remember all those memorable ads. We remember all our favorite superstars on the different commercials. So today, because of what we saw last night in my favorite match of all time, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Death Match, probably one of the greatest matches in wrestling history.
5-star classic.
We are going to do our favorite ads in wrestling. So our
sponsorships, brother. Sponsorships.
Our favorite corporate sponsorships.
That's the corporate word.
Over the year. You're right. I got to stay on brand. So corporate
Ben, listen, the last time we did this, I think I went first. So we're going to kick it to you. You're going to go. You got
all right. All right. Number one, and probably the most memorable sponsorship in pro wrestling. If you were a big mark in the Attitude Era, you remember this. I'm going with Stacker 2, the fat burning supplement of all the stars. Oh man, they got Jack Stack ready to attack on Stacker 2. You had the commercials with Kane. Kane was doing like stand-up grocery shop, and I don't know how I felt about the Big Red Machine doing that type of stuff.
Yeah,
but it's okay. It's okay. It's wrestling, right? You had Trish Stratus with Paulie Walnuts in those commercials. I don't know if you remember those. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And Stacker 2 1,000% had to be horrible for you. There's no way anything in that product was good. It's still available. I think you can get it for like $7 on Amazon. A bottle of Stacker 2. It might give you tumors all over your body. I don't know. It does not seem like it's great.
You'll be jacked though. You'll be jacked. You'll be ripped.
And I'm proud of them for still being in business. Stacker 2. I love Stacker 2. I still don't know to this day. I don't think I've talked to anybody that's used Stacker 2, but you know what?
They may not be around.
They might not. No, they are. They're around. Stacker 2 still.
No, not Stacker 2. The people that took it.
Oh,
brother.
The people that took that. You might be onto something. You might be onto something. So yeah. So that's mine. Stacker 2, number 1.
Okay, my number 1 pick is Slim Jim. Okay, Slim Jim, to me, it's still the catchphrase from the Macho Man. Never do it, Slim Jim. That whole thing. It was almost like a movement. Okay, it was like a movement. Just Macho Man Randy Savage with his gear, with the Slim Jim packaging, match made in heaven. Okay, you may not get greater synergy than that man, that meat stick, which all of you are out there, by the way. All of our fans are Meatsticks out there. You may never see that synergy ever again. To me, that is the best sponsorship partnership that WWF has ever had, or whatever federation he was with at the time. But bottom line is Slim Jim, Macho Man Randy Savage, snap into a Slim Jim. It's not snap it to a Slim Jim, by the way. It's snap into a Slim Jim for all you marks out there. Okay, because we're journalists, as you know. We do our research.
We are. We're credentialed.
So that's my number 1 overall pick, Slim Jim.
No, it's good. And now, actually, nowadays, you got LA Knight doing the Slim Jim commercials. Who else was in it? Was it Bianca Belair? Was
still going strong.
Edge was in it
now,
back
forever.
in the day. So, I mean, then Slim Jim is then, now, and forever. That is true. All right.
What do you got?
Number two, I have the Italian delicacy Chef Boyardee. Now, I don't know how you feel about that, Nick, but Chef Boyardee, founded by Hector Boyardee, an Italian immigrant from Cleveland. Does that make you sick, Nick?
Yeah, it's because it's fugazi. I mean, it's in a plastic. It's in a plastic tube, brother.
Man, that canned delicious ravioli. Oh,
no, thank you.
Mick Foley, the face of the imitation Italian delicacies. Remember the commercials? Always spilling it all over himself, being the everyman. I'm sure you can relate to that, Nick, spilling the sauce all over you. Or do you say gravy? Do you say gravy or sauce?
I don't say gravy, brother.
Okay. All right. You're a North Jersey guy, so that makes sense.
No.
That makes sense. Remember the sponsorships, though. I've looked up the sponsorships. They were in some pretty big cards. They had SummerSlam from 99 to 2001.
Crazy.
Sponsored by Chef Boyardee. Nothing says summer like a hot can of Chef Boyardee, right? Am I right?
Man. Just get the meat sweats, man. You get those meat sweats. You get the sodium. From one of those little
through the roof.
Just like you're not burning fat. You're not burning calories.
You needed Stacker
sauce,
2. You need some Stacker 2 with that.
You need some a little Stacker 2. Drop that in your Chef Boyardee.
Woo! So 99, Austin, Triple H, Mankind, Mixter goes over, Chef Boyardee sponsor. 2000, we know TLC 1, Angle, Triple H Rock with the Trish Stratus angle, with Stephanie McMahon and Angle. Remember that? 2001, Booker T versus The Rock, Austin versus Angle, and of course, my close personal friend, Diamond Dallas Page, and Canyon versus the Brothers of Destruction. So 3 great SummerSlams right off the bat, all sponsored by one of the greatest canned Italian delicacies of all time, Chef Boyardee. All right, Nick.
All right, so I'll take this next one. So my second round pick, and listen, there's a lot of these, man, and I just want to just yell and scream every single sponsor they had, but I'm gonna go with the number 1 brand of motor oil, brother, Castrol GTX. That's what I'm going for. Listen, I don't even remember what this was advertising, which pay-per-view. I'm sure it was Backlash and all these like second raters. But to have a motor oil just sponsor your professional wrestling show is the most pro wrestling thing I have ever heard in my life. And I just like the sound of it, like Castrol GTX, the number 1 brand of motor oil. Now let's go to ringside, Lillian Garcia. It just sounds great. So that's my number 2 pick is Castrol GTX. Listen, and I know I'm a dad. I have to go change the oil. My wife sends me. She's like, go get the oil changed. It's a dude thing. It's a dude thing in wrestling, you
Dudes
know,
rock.
wrestling and just
Dudes
motor
rock.
oil just goes together like peanut butter and jelly, brother.
Sure
So I'm
does.
kicking it back to you, Ben. What do you got for your round 3 pick?
All right, rounding it out here, we are going to go with the fake ass Timberlands. We're going to go with lugs.
Whoa,
Lugs.
not
Yep,
on my list.
lugs,
Okay.
lugs. Yep. Funk Master Flex. Remember all in the magazines, we'd see Funk Master Flex wearing these lugs. I still don't know a soul that has ever bought a pair of lugs. I've never met anybody that's bought lugs. They're still in business. I saw it on the website the other day. Lugs is still going strong. So good on you, lugs. They sponsored 2 big events. They actually sponsored Vengeance 2001, which was Jericho's first undisputed heavyweight championship win. They also sponsored Armageddon 2002, HBK, and Triple H in a 3 Stages of Hell match. Again, I honestly was very close to buying a pair of lugs the other day when I was looking this up.
We may have to get them now.
We might have to get lugs. We might have to get lugs.
Do they still exist?
They do. I'm telling you, they don't look great. They don't look great, but you know what? I maybe have to put some money in Funk Master Flex's pocket here. If he's still invested in this crap. But lugs, number 3. That's rounding out my list.
All right, so my last pick, and listen, this 6-pack challenge is difficult because there's so many good ones. There's so many good ones, and I'm having trouble right now because there's 2 that I thought you were going to take, but I'm going to go with the one that my boy Doc Hendricks, you should just sling in your face for just every single weekend. And it's JVC Kaboom Box, baby. Brought to you by JVC Kaboom Box. I don't know if I even care about the product. Like, I don't give it. I see another one. You said lugs. I don't know anyone that was getting a JVC Kaboom Box. I've never seen one in my life. I've never seen one out in the wild, man. I've never seen any Mark just rolling in with a JVC Kaboom Box. But what I did see is Doc Hendricks, my guy, P.S. Hayes, just pointing to the old shitty TV that, before they had any flatties, he was just pointing to like the one they used to roll into like if you had like class and they were like, hey, we're going to watch a movie today. And they would roll in the big ass, like
the big thing. They got this
monster TV. And then you would just see the JVC Kaboom Box. And that was the last time you ever saw it because they sure as hell weren't in stores. You sure in hell couldn't get them. I don't even think it existed, but JVC Kaboom Box, that's sponsored to me all time for pro wrestling. Again, for me, it's just like, I hear the name. I only think about pro wrestling because I ain't never seen anyone fucking use one.
No, never. Let's go with some honorable mentions. I'll go for a few. 10, 220. Honorable mention. 1-800-COLLECT, right on the same vein as that. No, I don't think that's ever used anymore. But yeah, call and collect. A few others that come to mind here. And I'm going through the list of some that I definitely forgot. Wow, Chris Angel Mind Freak was actually one. But yeah, no, Nick, what about you? Do you have any
we missed some monsters, and I just didn't want to just include those because like that's no fun. But you got Snickers, of
course, Doritos,
7-Eleven with the Booker T in the 7-Eleven. Remember when he was like, where's the Booker T cups? The RVD cups, the Rocks on the cups. Where's 7-Eleven? You had let's see. This one is close to my heart, but I've mentioned it many times before. Kaboom's Karate Fighters, the Milton Bradley holiday special. They had the entire tournament. You had Sonny versus versus Jerry the King, and Jerry the King would like put gum on the Karate Fighter so it wouldn't pop off because he's the heel and he's cheating, brother. He's doing anything he can to win. And then you had like him versus Sable in the finals, and they clearly just put Sable out there because
well, why not? Another one the little marks might not remember, but Western Union, how people spend money before Venmo or PayPal or any of that.
Different world, brother.
You could just really tell the type of sponsorships they had. They were really catering to in the basement, the Mountain Dew with the Doritos and the Snickers, and you're watching your pay-per-views with your buddies. They were catering to the right people.
It's like, hey, if you're not hanging out with any hot women tonight on the weekend, you are our target
That's
audience.
That's the target audience. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. No, what wrestling wouldn't be wrestling today if it wasn't for some of these awesome corporate sponsorships. Unfortunately, nowadays we can fast forward through a lot of stuff. We don't see it as much. Consumerism isn't the same, but hey, we all fell in love with these sponsors.
Now,
We
if you
remember
wanna
them to
see
this
them-
day.
Yeah.
Remember to this day, even if we've never bought some of the products, we remember them to this day.
Yeah. Now, if you want to advertise, you need to dedicate about 45 minutes of a death match on AEW Dynamite.
Greatest match of all time.
Greatest match of all time.
Oh,
5-star
man.
classic in the Tokyo Dome. 39 stars.
Easy. Leatherface, fake chainsaws.
The work rate, Big Trouble was just, I mean, why have the performance center? You could just literally put that match on loop and have all the the new performance people come in and just be like, listen, just watch this, and you'll be headlining all out, on September.
You got like Steamboat, Flair, you got Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and really just under that is the Texas Chainsaw match that we saw last night. That is by far one of the greatest matches.
You might need to call it the Texas Chainsaw Classic, because that's how
it is. It is. They worked their asses off last night. Let's say.
All right.
Jeff Hardy, Jeff Jarrett, good for you.
We're gonna move into the next segment here, and this is the fan favorite for all our fans out there. It's
the Meatsticks.
That's not gonna work for me, brother. And for this segment, it's basically things that would not be kosher with the Hulkster, brother. No. Hulk Hogan ain't gonna approve this. And Ben,
nope.
Tag, you're in.
Tag me in. Okay, and this one's pretty close to my heart, and I've mentioned it before, but it's coming up again this week alone with all the CM Punk drama. The boys ratting to the dirt sheets. Who is saying all this? This whole CM Punk, Ryan Nemeth, Jungle Boy, Hangman Page, who's leaking this? Who's going up to all these journalists? And I want to preface this by saying I'm not blaming the journalists. The journalists are doing their job. If they're hearing stuff and they're getting information, they're reporting it. That's their job.
We are journalists. We're credentialed.
We are. We're credentialed now.
We understand where you guys are coming from. Like, you have to do your job.
You have to do your job. And we're not, we're not like, quote unquote dirt sheets, and that's not our thing. But if that's your thing, then good on you. So hey, I want to preface it with that. So I'm not blaming the guys like Maeve Deltzer and SRS. I'm not blaming them.
Nope, not
because they're reporting what they hear. But who is ratting it out to these guys? Who's trying to get over with these guys? Why are the boys doing that? Basically what happened, Punk stepped up to some guys and had conversations with them in person instead of doing stuff on Twitter, instead of doing stuff online where everyone wants to complain about like all people do, and then nobody wants to have the guts to do it in person. So that was an issue. That's an issue for me. What CM Punk said to Jungle Boy, and we'll get into it, that's just a vet talking to a younger guy telling him shit that ain't gonna work. That doesn't work for the show. That happens in every single indie locker room. I've been yelled at by veterans at times for things that I've done that I shouldn't have done. And they're trying to help me. They're trying to critique. I didn't run to a dirt sheet saying so-and-so was an asshole to me in a locker room because he told me something I shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
And thank God for Mike Johnson from PW Insider, because he wrote an article, or he came out and he's like, this is what happened. Hangman, he was not removed from the building. It wasn't because of the Punk. He was just asked to do a promo in another place. Ryan Nemeth just wasn't needed that night. He wasn't needed, and I bet he got paid. Ryan Nemeth probably got paid to not even do anything, not even take a bump. I'll take that every day and twice on Saturdays to be at the building, asked to leave. You're getting the paycheck. Hey, all right, I'm good. I don't have to be here anymore. I don't have to sit in this arena anymore at catering. Didn't need him. That's fine. What's the big deal there? He had a normal conversation with Jungle Boy. The spot was dangerous. He's just a vet trying to help a younger guy. There's nothing wrong with that. So there's really no issue here. This is a total non-story. In Hogan's time, anybody that's ratting to the dirt sheets, that wasn't going to work for him. They wouldn't have been in that locker room.
You want to be on the A card with Hogan because, listen, brother, like, I'm here for you. I'm putting money in your pockets.
Exactly.
Brother.
So we need some locker room leaders again. I think Punk's trying to be that. Maybe it's not being. It's people aren't taking to it as well as I think they should. But it is what it is. Don't rat to the dirt sheets, boys. Come on. Let's be better. Let's have some locker room.
And I'll say this, you know what? I don't even care. I like the drama. I don't care.
You like the drama?
I it's almost like this stuff that gets created. Now, I don't like what you're saying. I get, like, you don't want people ratting to the dirt sheets here, right? To the reporters,
especially for non-stories, especially like ourselves, credentialed media.
But to me, people like, oh, he's a bad guy. I was like, I'm just interested what goes on TV. So if there's this notion that you guys think because of what was reported is actually going on and it gets you more invested, I'm okay with that. But for Hogan, Hogan's like, you're not going to be on the A show, brother.
No, keep it in the locker room, brother.
For me, that's not going to work for me, brother. Listen, last night, Jericho, he's 50-something years old. He's still at the top of the card. You got to protect our guys, right? And listen, I'm sure he signed off on it, brother. But Jericho took some little chair shots a little close to the flow that he has. Now, two things. Number one, you got a good head of hair right now. You don't want to be messing that up. Hogan would have died, brother, to have that head of hair back in the day. Okay. And secondly, man, we just don't need to be hitting the Ospreay just
Wound up.
Hogan's like, listen, brother, we sold out Wembley. Like, the people may not even show up if I'm not there. So if you take me out, you could basically say we went from 80,000 people to like 10,000, because about 70,000 people are just going to stay home if the Hulkster's not there, brother. No. They need to see the red and the yellow coming down with the American flag. That's what they're there for, even though it's not,
Rick Derringer on the loudspeaker going nuts. Everybody's singing along to Real
Place
American.
Is shaking. It's shaking. So that's not going to work for me, brother. So we're going to move it on to Actually Over. So Actually Over is a segment that Ben and I, we watch all the shows and we pick out the things that, you know what? Not everything's over, but these moments were actually over. They got the hair coming up. They got the goosebumps. You're feeling it, right? Like Paul Bearer and Mankind watching the Taker come down at Hell in a Cell. You got the goosebumps just coming on your arm. That is what I'm talking about here as far as Actually Over. And Ben,
tag me in. What you got? We're always putting over the big guys here. AEW Collision last Saturday. Powerhouse Hobbs coming out, cutting his own promo. Doesn't need factions. Doesn't need dumb little gimmicks. Doesn't need it. He's just on the microphone talking. The guy can talk, and he calls out Miro, and the place explodes because they want to see these two big bastards, these two absolute meat pops. They want to see them just clash and go at it. Big meaty men slapping meat. That's what the people want. Yeah, they knew it as soon as he said Miro's name. They want Miro. They want Hobbs in the middle of that ring. Just two bulls colliding nonstop. We want to see that action. Heavyweights. That makes the money. That is over to me. And also, to everybody goddamn else.
Miro's theme song too, man, when the horns go off, it's like it's not quite at that level, but like when he gives that vibe now, like when you hear Brock's riff at the beginning, it's like shit's about to go down. When it hit, you were like, okay. Two big dudes that are just serious right now.
And they're athletes.
And Hobbs holding up. And I had this written down as an Actually Over as well. So we're on the same page. That's what tag teams do, brother. We know what's going on. We know what each other's next move is. When he held up the book and it said Book of Hobbs, kind of like, what was that movie? Book of Eli?
Book of Eli, yeah.
Book of Eli. Book of Hobbs. He's holding it up. Gimmicks, right? So now he's not just a powerhouse. He's not just Powerhouse Hobbs anymore. There's another layer, and that's what we're talking about. That's what this show is about. We love the characters. We love the energy, the charisma. We love those layers in pro wrestling that get you invested. And right now, that dude just holding up a book, the Book of Hobbs. I don't know what's in it. It's probably blank. There's probably nothing written in it, but I'm interested.
The Redeemer, the Book of Hobbs.
The Redeemer, the Book of Hobbs. It all works.
They got it.
For me, Actually Over this week. This guy's been around for some time, okay? When he came into WWE, spoiler, he came in as one of the hottest free agents there was. And when he did come in, his entrance, his moveset, his swagger, his dance coming to the ring, everything was money. But over time, he kind of just lost his place at the top of the card. Something happened to my man, Shinsuke Nakamura. But now, he's coming out in all black. He's a heel. He's just doing subtle things. He's not doing too much. And he does a little whisper to Rollins, right? It's like, what did he say? I don't know what he said. But if you look at Rollins' reaction on his face, you're like, oh, okay. So Shinsuke is being taken seriously here, you know? And I don't think Shinsuke's won the title yet. Like, I don't think he's been world champion. So it's like, okay, he's credible enough that you can get him with the right gimmick. And now he's coming in. He's like this like silky assassin. And then what does he do? He whispers in Rollins' ear. Rollins is taken back. And Rollins hasn't shown that side, right? He's been like the Joker Rollins, right? Like unfazed by anybody else's shit. Now he just comes in. He whispers to him. He falls off screen. Rollins turns around. Kinshasa. I probably said that wrong.
Kinshasa.
Kinshasa.
All right. Kick. It really literally means kick to the face.
Kick to the face, right? I'm Italian. That's I know Brooklyn Italian. That's my language, brother. But Shinsuke Nakamura, man, they're giving him the entrance now. They're not just showing him up. Here we back on Raw. There's Shinsuke Nakamura in the ring. Nah, they're giving him the treatment of a star. They're making him look like a star. And I really feel like he was over in that moment. And I'm interested in him each and every week. I'm starting to get a little bit more interested. You got anything else?
I think, yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head here in that he's just being taken seriously now. He's actually like, the Rick Boogs thing was cool, right? It got over for a little bit, and Rick Boogs is very charismatic.
I love Rick Boogs.
Again, it was a little too gimmicky, and it wasn't going to get him to that main event.
Wasn't going to go anywhere.
Now, and you're right. He won the Royal Rumble. He faced off against AJ at WrestleMania that year. Never won the title. But he has a storied career, obviously dating back to Japan, in New Japan. Shinsuke obviously can hang, and just these little things, Vince loves the foreign heel. He loves the foreign heel. He's speaking Japanese. He's not speaking English. He's coming out speaking, and people are like, what the hell are you saying? He could be saying anything. He could be MFing all these people, telling them off.
Right.
They don't know. And so that adds an aura. And that little subtle thing, like you said, that subtle thing where he whispered to Seth, and Seth kind of backed up and was just like, it had a look. He was always, happy and Joker, and all of a sudden his face just becomes solemn, and he's like
normal, like he became a human again.
Exactly, and I like that, because now you're adding more of a human element to Seth. It's
right,
not
like
this,
you took
always jokey
freaking
shit
away for he lost the freaking part of him, whatever that is. But he lost it, and he just became like Seth Rollins for a moment.
So
and
that
Shinsuke took advantage of it.
Nothing else could have been said in that whole just that little thing that really got over with me, and now just that got me into it. Now I'm excited to see where this goes, and Shinsuke now is more interesting than he has been in a few years.
That's damn right. You got anything else that was over this week, Ben?
Over to me. Well, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match, of course, like we said, it's up there with the greatest matches of all time. Steamboat Savage, Brian Danielson, and everyone he's wrestled over the years. I would put Jeff Hardy, Jeff Jarrett, two of the best workers of all time, in the ring, putting together a masterpiece. That's over with me. I love the MJF Adam Cole promo. I know we talk ad nauseum about those two, but the promo last night, wasn't too into little skitty stuff, the skits. That was, but the promo in the ring, going back and forth,
very good.
As a team, but then also cutting each other down a little bit, putting themselves over. That's really hard to do. Obviously, two of the best promo guys in the business.
Also, got to hand it to MJF selling all in. Like,
exactly.
He's sold it in the promo. He knows what he's doing. He sold that pay-per-view while in the promo and putting himself over. He's obviously one of the best, if not maybe the best orator in the business right now. So I'm not surprised, but it just goes to show for someone who's 27 years old doing that, he just proves every week why he's got the triple B and everyone else doesn't. For me, the other thing that it's actually over is, to me, it's Collision. I feel like Collision, man, they had a lot go on in these shows, and their dudes are stepping up. Ricky Starks, CM Punk, Samoa Joe choking out CM Punk. You have the Acclaimed on that show. You're getting promos, you're getting characters, there's a lot of emphasis on Collision right now. And CM Punk being that thread and Samoa Joe stepping up. I like it. I
It's
like it.
consistent storylines week
Yes.
after week, something you can actually buy into and you can keep track of, and it makes sense. And there's a simple progression. That's what's getting Collision over right now. Yeah. Is it in a tough time slot? Of course. Saturday nights at 8 o'clock is a tough time slot, but they're doing pretty good numbers for that Saturday at 10
Not
o'clock,
bad.
at 8 o'clock time
Dude,
slot.
as long as they keep putting the stars out there and
Exactly.
they don't just water down the roster on
Mhm.
Collision, they're just going to be absolutely fine. Because I tell you, I like the fact that I have Saturday Night Wrestling. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
always tune into Collision.
It worked. It worked in the past.
And if Ricky Starks goes out there and he starts cutting the promo like he just did, where he was like, "You ain't Superman, you ain't bulletproof, and you damn sure ain't absolute Ricky Starks."
Yeah.
I'll watch.
No,
I'll watch.
They got characters. They got storylines.
I'll
they got
ignore my wife
stars.
for a little bit longer
They
so I can
got
watch
the-
Collision. That's
Hey, you
absolutely
know what?
fine with me.
If that makes them a draw, you want to just take a step away from the family for a little bit and watch Ricky Starks cut the promos, watch Miro and Hobbs beat each other up, watch CM Punk be the star that he is, watch FTR. I mean, hey, they got you hooked. They're hooked.
Yep.
I think Collisions right now, I think one of the most up and coming hottest programs on wrestling TV.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that it's definitely stole the shine from Dynamite a few weeks in a row now. Okay, Ben. So listen, we're gonna get into get your shit in. So we're gonna put ourselves over here. So we got new handles. All right. So, and when I say we, I mean the Meatpop Express. So if you want to follow the Meatpop Express, us two right here and our crew, we are at Meatpop Express everywhere. Twitter, TikTok. But on Instagram, we are at the Meatpop Express currently right now. We're going to fix that. We're going to get it back. We're going to get Meatpop Express, brother. But that's where we are. You can find us. Please follow us everywhere. And then on YouTube, the channel, you're watching us right now. Please, you got to hit that subscribe button. We're going to be on Apple. We're going to be on Spotify. You leave those those Chris Van Leet 5-star reviews. We need them all, brother. Okay, so that's us. If you want to follow Ben and us, you can follow Ben at Big Trouble BB everywhere. You can follow me at Nikki the Good on Twitter. I'm also on that on TikTok. Please follow us there. And listen, we will see you at Starrcast. Okay, we're going to be see you at Starrcast September. We're going to be there. We're going to be in the crowd. We're going to be with the wrestlers. We're going to be asking the hard-hitting journalistic questions that you all want to hear. And by that, I mean, we ain't asking about no work rate. We ain't going to be asking about what's your favorite match of all time. Nope. Pure damn entertainment, brother. That's what you're going to be getting from us. Ben, you got anything to say to these marks out there?
I'm going to say just to get my shit in this weekend, Sunday in Maryland, we almost forgot. Guess who's going to be in old BTWB's corner, baby? That is the Freakzilla Big Papa.
The ultimate thriller.
I had that shirt. I got
that shirt at WWF The World in New York City. I think it was like $75.
Wow, throwback. Yeah, I bet it was for a cotton T-shirt.
Yeah,
that probably shrunk immediately.
$30 for burgers.
Yep. Oh, baby, nothing better than that. Nothing better. But Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner will be in my corner at ACW in Cambridge, Maryland this weekend. If you're in the area, definitely come by. We're going to open the show. We're opening the show. Me and Big Papa Pump coming out there facing off against Michael Zamato. And he's going to actually have Cowboy Bob Orton in his corner. So a lot of stars coming out, old Big Trouble. He's going to be rubbing elbows with some of the biggest stars in wrestling history. No big deal. Just like we're going to be doing at Starrcast, baby.
That's right. Push-ups and meat pops.
We're going to be with the fans. We're going to be with the wrestlers. We're going to be on both sides of the barricades. We're going to blur the lines. But with one thing we're going to do is we're going to entertain every single one of you. And now remember, it's going to be the coming out party for the Meatpop Express at Starrcast.
If there's ropes, I'm going to be shaking.
Oh, we're going to be shaking the ropes. We're going to be doing the poses, brother. We're going to be in the middle of Starrcast. Oh, we can't wait.
I'll get on a table if they let me.
I might put you through a table if they let me. But yeah, you might see that.
Well, with that, we'll see you at Starrcast later, Marks.